Welcome to Pro Revenge. Harass my daughter on Minecraft? You can't hide from me. So, my daughter, who was about 8 at the time, was really into Minecraft. Also, desperately wanting to join the YouTube/Let's Play culture. I'd installed some screen recording software that would let her make videos of the games she was playing so she could later upload them to YouTube. Anyways, one day I'm minding my own business when I hear her quietly sniffling over on the computer. I asked her what was wrong, but she didn't want to tell me, so I let it go, but decided to keep an eye on her. A few minutes later, I discovered what was happening. Someone was harassing not only her, but also all the other kids playing on whatever server she was on. This kid, we'll call him LS, was saying stuff about how he was going to do horrible things to my 8-year-old daughter, how he was going to hack into her IP and steal all her info, swearing profusely, etc., etc. By this time, I'd gotten my fiancée involved, and she was also obviously quite upset at what LS had been saying. We realised that our daughter had been recording the entire incident, and a plan began to form. I started by Googling LS's username. There were several hits immediately, the most interesting of which involved a page where he was publicly applying to be a mod for a server on Minecraft. I was able to learn a lot about this guy. He claimed to be 15, likes hockey, used to live in Toronto but now lives in Florida, but the bombshell was easily his Skype contact information. It was literally his first and last name. I know your name now. I head over to Facebook and search for the name. Nothing. On a hunch, I searched for just the last name, while narrowing my results to only the state of Florida. Several dozen hits. So I have to start combing through each one until I find what I was looking for. A middle-aged man with the same last name whose profile indicates he was born in Toronto and now lives in Florida. I found your dad. So I sent him a message on Facebook, asking if he had a son named first name who goes by this username on Minecraft. Dad confirmed I had the right guy. So my wife begins telling the dad everything that LS was saying to my daughter, and we sent him the recorded video as proof. Radio silence for a few days. Then we got the message back. LS had his computer taken away from him for the entire summer, and he had also been lying about his age. He was only 11. His parents were livid, and he surely hated the next few months of his life. No one messes with my daughter. This guy quit his job thinking he became rich. I work for a construction company, and we do remodeling on homes. We have a rule here that we get to keep anything we find hidden behind the walls. We hired this guy, we needed a worker really badly, who was a total bad guy from day one. I've been working for this company for 5 years, and this guy's only been doing construction for 1, after he got fired from his accounting job for getting a DUI. Anyways, he would always make fun of my clothes and my accent, and one day he went too far by telling my boss about my private Instagram account pictures. He got on my phone and looked through my Instagram page and showed my boss pictures of me smoking weed. Little did he know that me and my boss have been friends for 8 years, and we used to smoke together before we quit. I was so mad that he violated my privacy, that I made a plan to F him over. He was the kind of guy who would always come in late and complain that trains or traffic is why he was late. One day I overheard him say that if he won the lottery, he would quit his job for not getting the respect he deserves. One day I bought some fake gold coins online and put them in a metal box I found at the antique store and waited for a chance to hide them in a wall. Luckily, I didn't have to wait long. The day he found the coins, it seemed like it was his best day ever. First thing he did when he opened the box, he called my boss an effing loser and he quit immediately on the spot. He said, "F this place, I'm rich," lol. Little did he know was that it was the best day of my life. After he quit, my boss told us that he was going to fire him anyway for showing up late. I wish I could see the look on his face when he finds out the gold coins are fake. Best $40 I've ever spent. Lying and using people? I've got you. This one needs background to fully understand why I went out of my way for this revenge. My best friend was married for 10 years, with his ex for a total of 13 years. He was absolutely head over heels in love with her like I'd never seen him before, which I never understood due to her alcohol abuse. She would take it out on him, and when he'd be venting about it, he'd always fall back on, "It's not her, it's the illness." A very respectable and admirable stance on it. Last year, she asked for a divorce because after years of what I would call abuse, he had simply run out of gas. Her reasoning for asking for one? When she got fired for testing positive for weed, he wasn't empathetic enough. He admits he wasn't because it had come on the back of one of her drunken tirades where she told him he was a piece of shit who was always trying to control her, when all he ever tried to get her away from was booze, and the way that she treated him when she was drunk. It took him forever to move on from this, with the divorce following shortly after. And earlier this year, after thinking he was moving on, he calls me to come over and he's in a bad way. I arrive and he's absolutely full down level of drunk. going on that she didn't ask for a divorce for those reasons, that she had really been cheating with several other people. The next morning, when he's more coherent, I ask him how he knew. He was cleaning out the spare room and selling/donating stuff he didn't need anymore. And when he went to clear an old tablet, she was still logged on and all of the evidence was there. He gets that out and says he's going back to bed and asks me to lock up when I leave. Before I left, I looked at the tablet. After seeing what I saw, I wanted to find a way to get even with the horrible and conniving woman, so I took pictures of all of it and left. When I got home, I started looking up information about these people. 2 of them were just normal guys. Whether they knew she was married or not, I don't know. But the third comes up as a registered sex offender, still on probation for being such a disgusting pile of shit, and address listed as 123 Lane, City, State. He did know that she was married. I immediately knew what I was going to do. He didn't live at 123 Lane. He was living with the conniving ex. She made regular posts about their time together. On top of that, she is an avid weed user and has several firearms because she enjoys sports shooting. So I go into the state's sex offender site and make a report of him not actually living where he's registered, and that he's living in a home in which he has no right to be there as a convicted felon and on parole. I include screenshots of the social media posts and all of that to back it up. I was thinking little would happen but an inconvenience to their lives. God, I was wrong. She broke her typical posts on social media yesterday with this gem. My year can't get any worse. He's just lost his job and I'm now facing eviction because I can't afford my rent. So I go on the state court system site to see if it's related. And yes, it was. He was rearrested. She clearly can't post bail or he would be out. The job she took after being fired definitely can't support her lifestyle. So he's going back to prison, or at least jail, and she's a breath away from being homeless. I don't know if I'd ever tell my best friend that I was the one behind this, but he's definitely ecstatic to see a horrible woman and sewer rat get what they deserve. Part of me wants to post the sex offender registration link and say something to the effect of, it's a little more than losing a job, but not wanting to make my best friend's life harder, I'll just let sleeping dogs lie. Thank you for watching.